welcome to Vlogmas 2020 with Pearl Manhattan, Day 10. Today, we're making a fun little craft with supplies from the dollar store. It can serve as a gift, it can serve as an ornament, it can serve as decoration. Let's dig right in. You really can find everything you need to craft at the Dollar Tree. You don't need to go to the high price stores. If cardstock is not something you have, but you're at the Dollar Tree, go over to the stationery department and grab this pack of poster board. Looks like this. There's 5 pieces in here, 11 by 14 inches. That's plenty of size for what we're going to do today. We're going to make little ornament boxes. I've got my paper cutter. I've got 1 sheet of the Dollar Tree poster board, and we're going to cut it down to a length of 9 inches by 7 inches. So 9 inches by 7 inches. And that's all the cutting we need to do with a cutting board. Now I've got my scoreboard. You don't need a scoreboard for this craft. You don't need a scoreboard ever. So if you don't have one, don't panic. You can use a ruler and just draw these lines and then gently fold your paper on it. I use a scoreboard because I use it for just about everything. If I may recommend, spend the extra money and get yourself a clear quilting ruler like this one. It's 18 inches long. You can see through it, and there are lines through it at different measurements. So when you're trying to line up something and get it square on a piece of paper, you can line up one of the lines on it and it will be square with your paper. And you'll get straight lines. For me, I just use the scoreboard. If you're going to use the scoreboard, let me find my little scory tool. You can get these embossing tools at the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. All right, on the 7-inch side, we're going to score it at 1/2 an inch, at 2.5 inches, at 4.5 inches, and 8.5 inches. Whoops, 6.5 inches. My bad. Do what's written on the screen. Don't do what I say. All right, then we turn it to the long side, the 9-inch side, and we're going to score it at 1/2 an inch, at 2.5 inches, at 4.5 inches, at 6.5 inches, and at 8.5 inches. All right. Now, I know that's hard to see, so I've made a little mock-up here. This is what it will look like once you've scored it with all the lines. You'll have these little 1/2-inch scores here, and then these blocks, which are 2 inches by 2 inches. You should have 4 across and 3. You should have 12 boxes. Now, what I've done is I've marked what we're going to cut off, okay? So it was easier to see. So if I were to mark this one, and I'll use a silver pen to mark this black because it can be hard to see. We're going to cut off that little corner, all these little bitty corners, because we don't need those. We're going to cut off 3 of these 4 on the long sides. Okay, and then we're just going to cut the top and the bottom on these. You'll understand why in a bit. And then this and this and that and that and that. And the reason we're going to cut those off is so we can fold it up and make a box. Okay, now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off everything that I've marked. I've cut off all of the little squares that we marked, and if you notice, now you've got a cross, and you've got a little 1/2 inch on each side here and there, and actually we need to cut off one of these 1/2 inch sides too. There. Now then, which I had marked, but I marked the wrong one. There we go. So there we go. This is what we have next. Now we're going to fold it. So you're just going to, on your score lines, just make your folds. Right, like that. And that. And then we're going to, on the outside of this, some more tape this way. I'm going to take my double-sided tape and run just a strip along the outside of this fold, like this. Okay, so it's not on the inside, it's on the outside, but that's okay. It will be covered. Don't worry about it. Take my little pokey tool. You can get these at the Dollar Tree too. They're used, if you use stencils or die cuts, they're very helpful to pull out the little pieces. If you use a Cricut, it's probably called a weeder, I believe. Okay, now we've taken that outside, we stuck it there, and we made our little box. And then we have these two sides, and this is very easy. The bottom side, I'm going to take and fold it up like this. And the top side gets folded in like this, and you'll have your box. Okay, now it's a little flimsy right now, but that's all right, because we're going to take and tape the bottom in so the bottom will stay. My double-sided tape, I'm going to close the lid and then, or close the bottom up, and then just fold that in, and the tape will stay there like that. Okay, and then the top just folds down like that. Do it. To make our ornament, we're actually going to hang it sideways. I have here my hole puncher. This is a hole puncher, believe it or not. It's a hole puncher. It's called a crocodile. And I'm going to take the larger side and punch 2 holes kind of near the center. I want it near as close to the middle as I can get it. So I don't know if you can see, there's my 2 holes. And then I'm going to take some decorative ribbon. I've got a little piece of ribbon here. Here's some ribbon. And feed it up through the hole this way. Feed it down through the hole. I use my pokey tool to help me poke that through so I can grab a hold of it. Pull it tight. I'm going to tie a square knot on the inside. Square knot, any kind of knot. tie myself a little knot, make it tight. There. Cut off my edges. Pull it up, and there we go. Now I have my little box with a little hook on the top. It can hang. Then to decorate this, it's very simple. You can use stickers. Like I said, you can use this diamond wrap. You can leave it open to hang. For the diamond wrap, you just take and put some double-sided tape on the back. And run it around. If you are not going to use this for a treat box, you can go ahead and glue that side shut. And then run your... In fact, I'm going to do that because it's bothering me. It's just not staying shut. So I'm putting another side of double-sided tape on this 1/2 inch flap. Oh my gosh, I want to show y'all. I messed up. It went over. That's okay with this double-sided tape, because if that happens and you have tape overlapping, just take your finger and roll it back over, and there you go. Now we're going to take this side, stick it in there, and give it just a little bit of a push so that tape will stick, and there we go. Now I can take and put double-sided tape on my diamond wrap and wrap it around this box, make it holly jolly. I can put stickers on it. Let's say I want to keep it simple. I've got these nice little stickers from the Dollar Tree. I can stick those on it. Give it a little glitz, a little glamour. So there you go. But that is our little craft for today. Remember, the Dollar Tree poster board is a light cardstock. You can do this craft, however, with cardboard like a macaroni and cheese box. A box from, that pasta comes in or something like that. You can use household cardboard for this, thin cardboard, and just decorate the outside. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and this is day 10 of Vlogmas. We're over 1/3 of the way through, not much longer to Christmas, and I will see you tomorrow.